Hey, it's Stokely from Sauce on Dolay. In my initial research regarding medicines that fight hair loss, I looked at it from a topical and a oral ingestion solution. So, what came up was finasteride, dutasteride, of course minoxidil. They all have aliases, and some of them are approved for use outside of the US, and outside of the US they may have different names. One that is word associated with dutasteride, finasteride, and minoxidil is Alfatradol, which I incorrectly thought initially was for ingesting, but it's actually a topical. So Alfatradol is basically just like minoxidil. And one thing about Alfatradol, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, it boosts sebum production, and it's approved for use for treating hair loss. So it's got to work. I'm gonna do a little more research into it. But it's also a weak estrogen. So, when we talk about fighting hair loss nowadays, we're always talking about 5-alpha reductase activity inhibitors. We're talking about DHT blockers, medicines that prevent your body from turning testosterone into what they call the metabolized DHT. So metabolized testosterone, I guess when your body, when your testes, I guess, is where testosterone, there's multiple areas where testosterone is produced from my understanding. Anecdotally, people have told me in your biceps, people have told me in your legs, but I know, from my understanding, testosterone gets produced in the testicles, but maybe I'm not totally right on that. But DHT is a form of testosterone. It has multiple functions, which I don't totally know what they are, but I know that they're necessary for the body. But when it comes to your scalp, when it reaches your scalp, an unbalanced level of DHT causes you to experience androgenic alopecia. They blame androgenic alopecia on DHT. So many products that fight hair loss, they may refer to them as DHT blockers. You have things like rosemary is known to be a DHT blocker. There's other natural herbs and plants and oils, plant-based extracts that are known to be DHT blockers. Sometimes they're referred to as estrogen mimickers. So too much estrogen in a man's body. For example, when you have a medicine like finasteride basically blocks DHT and it blocks regular testosterone. Finasteride is used for transitioning if you're a trans woman, transitioning from a male to a trans woman. You can use finasteride to accomplish that. And one of the side effects of that is it makes your hair grow, But also, finasteride is used as a form of chemical castration. It's used for chemical castration. That's what its original intent or its original purpose was, which I explained when I spoke about finasteride before. But I mistakenly associated Alfatradol with oral use, but it's not for oral use, it's for topical use. So that shows that we have one more tool in the arsenal if you want to go the modern medicine route for restoring your hair. And I just realized the company name Keeps uses Alfatradol. You know, there's a few companies that are tackling men's hair loss and androgenic alopecia, and Keeps and Hims are two of them. There's another one, I can't remember their name right now. It's called something like Mondial or something like that. Their products are in tubular shape, and then they have like a bunch of circles on it. I don't remember what it's called. But what it comes down to is, like I said, androgenic alopecia is blamed on high concentrations of DHT at the scalp. So you can either fight DHT at the scalp topically, or you can fight it inside of your body and prevent your testosterone from metabolizing and turning into DHT. But when you do it internally to your body, it has, it would seem, other side effects. Like I said, in my finasteride post, finasteride causes suicidal ideation. You know, there's an article about it on, I think, in the AP News or in Reuters, where it's been associated with suicide and you know, depression. So it's not you know, something that you have to definitely be under the observation of a doctor and maybe even a psychologist to use, because it might put you in a worse place than, you know, it might create problems bigger than just, you know, losing your hair. Losing your hair isn't something that you should worry about anyhow. Like I said on my TikTok, or like the video on my TikTok, one of the videos on my TikTok, you know, explains 80% of men have hair loss by their 50 years old, by the time they're 50 years old, and a good 20% of men by the time they're 18 are already experiencing hair loss. So it's common. Not saying that you're not special, you are special, but you shouldn't worry about it to the point where you're stressing yourself out. A bald hairstyle can be a very attractive hairstyle, as Richard Cooper clearly explains on my TikTok. Now, so that's finasteride, that's Alfatradol. That's really all I really wanted to talk about, Alfatradol. And because I've never spoken about it, I never really looked much into it. Like I said, it boosts sebum production, and that would explain why jojoba oil is always associated with hair growth, because it's understood that jojoba oil is one of the closest oils to human sebum, or closest oil. It behaves in a manner close to sebum, and sebum contains wax, fats, and oils, and jojoba oil is a combination of those waxes, fats, and fatty acids, which we would call oils, you know, I guess. So or waxes are esters. Waxes are referred to, I guess, as esters, and oils are fatty acids, and fats, I don't know exactly what a fat is. I never really looked into fats, except when I'm looking into collagen and I'm looking into anecdotal hair loss solutions, such as boosting the subcutaneous fat under your epidermis, which aloe vera is supposed to aid in. Aloe vera is supposed to aid in boosting your subcutaneous fat under your skin. So, while, many people might use cosmetics to boost their collagen if possible. Some people consume collagen, but if you consume collagen, then that's not vegan anymore, because collagen comes from animals. You can try to eat more certain foods to boost your collagen levels, which ultimately would kind of reduce your wrinkles when you think about it. Give you a more fuller skin, full your skin out, because as you get old, your skin gets thinner. That's how the wrinkles come about. You don't have so much fat under your skin. So it's interesting. So Alfatradol increases sebum production. Now, when I spoke about the liver and the pancreas and I didn't really speak about the kidneys at all, but the liver is important to sebum production. Sebum in your body, it's excuse me, your liver function is very much tied to that. So it's important to keep your liver healthy for your sebum production. These products are wonderful, but maybe taking care of your body, and like I said, it's all a holistic effort. Taking care of your body is very important in not needing medicines, not needing medications. Sauce andouille contains jojoba oil, also contains aloe vera, which are, jojoba oil is known to regulate sebum production, and it's very close to sebum in its behavior. And like I said, aloe vera is supposedly encourages the boosting of your subcutaneous fat, which is fat under your skin, which anecdotally is believed to help your hair grow, because thinning skin, it's not able to hold on to stuff. It's getting thinner and thinner, and so some people believe that the reason why you go bald on the top of your head first is because your skin is thinning, and your skin gets thinner as you get old, so that's how we get all these wrinkles. Because right now I'm very wrinkly myself. I'm mostly dehydrated. I have like 3 bottles of water right here I should drink, but it's not about me. It's about taking care of your body. If you're not a vegan necessarily, you can eat your collagen. You can take collagen supplements if you think that you want to fight your wrinkles and stuff like that. You want to eliminate you want to boost your subcutaneous fat as much as you can. And you can do that. Definitely stay hydrated. Your skin turns over and reproduces. I think. The body rejuvenates. The body, you have a new body supposedly every 7 years, and I think I heard the first person I heard say that is Will Smith's son. I forgot, Jaden Smith. But then I read it other places also, and then so it might take a little time for you to heal your body and rejuvenate your liver and all these things. It's going to take some kind of commitment. It's going to take a long-term commitment. You're not going to get results right away, but if you want a result within what I've heard people have results within months, within a year span of time using finasteride and minoxidil. Within a year, they had significant hair regrowth. But like I say, these drugs have side effects. Minoxidil and Alfatradol, they're topical. I really don't know what their side effects are, and they're only at 5% concentration. Well, I know that minoxidil is at 5% concentration over the counter, and you can get it at prescription at, I believe, 10%. But I don't know what its side effects are. It's been around since I've been very young. I haven't heard anything regarding side effects. I mean, finasteride has been around, I don't know how long. Chemical castration, that's a phenomena, or that's a technology, or that's a punishment that's been used since probably the early 90s or the 80s, maybe. I don't quote me on that. So these medicines have been around for a while. It's just now that I'm hearing about the finasteride suicides. But regarding minoxidil, I have yet to hear of a side effect. I know someone personally who was using minoxidil, but it didn't seem to work for them. So minoxidil only works in 33% of the population, or in 33% of men. But finasteride regrows hair in 75% of men and stops hair loss in 90%. So, you got to make a big trade-off. You got to make sure you're under supervision and you're being monitored and whatever, But, like I'm saying, don't stress yourself out about hair loss. Don't kill yourself over it. Don't get depressed about it if you can. Me just saying that doesn't solve your problems, but love yourself. Find your peace. Find your peace within yourself. De-stress, of course. Meditation, sleep, proper nutrition. Dealing with therapy. I'm glad that more people are talking about therapy. I mean, I was just listening to a YouTuber talking about Joe Budden's having his therapist on his podcast, and I've been listening to other people who are my acquaintances who I would have never thought had therapists, but they do, and I find them to be pretty resilient, but sometimes we can't handle it all ourselves. Sometimes we need some help, some guidance, and sometimes we need someone to teach us how to cope with certain things so that we can make it out. We can make it out to see another day and see a brighter day, and just stick around to enjoy whatever life has left for us to see. There's so much more to see. There's so much more outside of the immediate problems that we have, and sometimes we zero in, laser focus on those problems, and we don't see the way out. So de-stress, therapy if you can afford it, or if you can, even New York City changed the name of the Department of Health to Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, because all those things come together. I mean, the society can't be, the family and community can't be healthy if our people are struggling with their mental health. So you don't have to. Nothing has to be wrong with you for you to get counseling. It's just advisement. Kings and queens, they have advisors. They have counselors. They have. You have New York City has a part of it called the City Council. Which there's different people from different districts, and they represent and they give advice to. They advise the city, or they contribute to the city based on what that jurisdiction's concerns are. So, even the government of New York City needs counselors. The president has his cabinet. The president has his advisors. The president has his czars or his chiefs. So he has so many people counseling and advising him on different things. So we all can use that. If we have the access to it, we should use it. So that's all I want to say. Alfatradol, I'm going to look some more into it. But like you already know, my product is all plant-based, plant extract, kind of not modern medicine, not any of that. And it's also not promised to cure any hair loss because it's a cosmetic, and cosmetics are not regulated by the FDA, like I said before, as long as they don't promise to cure any physiological conditions. So that's where it is. It's purely for aesthetics. But we discuss these things because that's what inspired me to start looking into sauce on the label and creating something for styling hair. Ultimately, it didn't start that way, but that's where we are right now, and I'm pretty much I'm satisfied with it. I'm proud of it, and it's still always room for improvement, and we're still working on it. And maybe one day we'll go the medicinal route. Maybe one day.